Only days ago as part of Muammar Gaddafi's inner circle, but he too now is condemning the Libyan leader's actions. We'll hear from him in just a moment. Also, picking through the rubble of New Zealand's earthquake, searching for hundreds of people still missing. Stay with us.
Over the Sea of Japan, as cool conditions persist, you'll find something to whet your appetite.
Welcome back to your International Weather Forecast. Well, across the United States over the next couple of days, we're going to see a combination of weather. First, in the southeastern part of the United States, we could see some severe weather. Take a look at the forecast map. We have a cold front pushing down from the north, and this is going to be bringing some heavy rain showers, thunderstorms, the possibility of hail, as well as tornadic activity, possibly from Thursday night as we go into Friday. Then over towards the west, a lot of snow in the forecast. Look at this. Snow from California, Utah, as well as Colorado, even some heavy rain showers down to parts of Los Angeles over the next couple of days. As we make our way a little further to the south in parts of the Caribbean as well as Central America, we're going to be seeing some very heavy rain showers along that eastern coastline. We've seen a lot of rain over the last couple of days, localized flooding for Costa Rica, Nicaragua, as well as Guatemala. But as you take a look towards the north, Cuba, as well as Jamaica, looking quite fine, and those temperatures are in the mid to high 20s. We are going to be seeing a mix of weather across parts of Europe. Over here towards the west, the winds are going to be coming out of the southwest. The winds are going to be bringing those milder temperatures in. Take a look at those highs that we expect on Thursday. 14 degrees for London, 12 for Paris, and also down towards the Iberian Peninsula. Not looking too bad, but still extremely cold out towards the east.
Qatar Airways, world's 5-star airline.
The times change. The instruments evolve. The battlegrounds shift.
This is America! Our country!
But the international struggle continues.
He was murdered!
Uncompromising, hard-hitting investigations.
I can't get no justice from no one in Jamaica.
People and power, at this time on Al Jazeera.
Hello again. Let's recap once again the latest developments in Libya. Now, a plane reportedly carrying Colonel Gaddafi's daughter has tried to land in Malta over the past hour. Our correspondent in Valletta says the plane was refused permission and was ordered to turn back. Meanwhile, Major General Suleiman Mahmoud, the commander of the army in Tobruk, has told Al Jazeera that one Libyan Air Force pilot refused orders to bomb the city of Benghazi, instead ejecting from his plane. The general said his forces are now backing the anti-government protesters. And reports are saying now the first city in the west of the country is now being controlled by protesters. A witness says 6 people were killed, 200 injured in Misurata, around 120 kilometers west of the capital, Tripoli. And reports that more than 100 people have now been killed in Libya are credible, according to Italy's foreign minister. He says he expects up to 300,000 Libyan refugees to now try to head to Italy. Now, Nouri al-Masmari was part of Muammar Gaddafi's inner circle for many, many years, and he has just told Al Jazeera why he has chosen to desert Libya's leader.
Now what is happening in Libya is genocide. It's mass killing. I mean, come on. How? I mean, either you are a diabolic man that to stay with this man, or either you are a human being and get out. And that's what we have done. The only thing we are going out and we are joining our people. And we will fight with them. We don't care. We die today, we die tomorrow, we die the day after, but one day Libya will be free. And we say our souls, our blood is sold for Libya.
Well, Muammar Gaddafi has always kept his family close. His sons are an integral part of the Libyan power structure. But perhaps the most prominent is his first son, Saif al-Islam. Barnaby Phillips has this report.
He was the charming face of the Gaddafi regime, the man who loved art.
This kind of painting was the beginning of my journey with colors.
a man who wooed the world with talk of reform and the promise of access to Libya's wealth. So Saif al-Islam's rambling televised speech came as a shock to those foreign admirers. He said drug addicts, foreigners and Islamists were plotting against his father, who would fight to the last bullet. This is the London School of Economics, the LSE. Saif studied here, his charity has given it money. But academics who knew and liked him are now appalled by his speech in support of a brutal regime.
Here was a man, I think, under huge stress and personal circumstances, now torn apart by this tension between, on the one hand, loyalty to his father and family, and on the other hand, the reform of his country. This was almost a tragedy of Shakespearean proportions being played out in front of us. And when he came to make his final judgment, he made the wrong one.
This is the library at LSE, and inside we managed to find a copy of Saif al-Islam's doctoral dissertation, which he submitted in 2008, more than 400 pages long. It's entitled "The Role of Civil Society in the Democratization of Global Governance Institutions." Let me just show you a highlight or two. He talks about the problems of citizens who live in undemocratic states where governments are authoritarian, abusive, and unrepresentative of their people's real interests. This man has tracked Saif's financial dealings, in particular his role in setting up a fund called the Libyan Investment Authority.
It's now worth about $150 billion, and vast numbers of financial institutions from London and around the world have been trooping to its doors, trying to get a piece of that action. And one of the ways in which they have been doing that is trying to make contact with Saif al-Islam or his friends, because they believe that he is one of the gatekeepers for that fund.
At the LSE, the students are upset about the ties between their university and the son of a dictator. But there are many others now wondering if it was such a good idea to do business with Saif al-Islam. Barnaby Phillips.
Now, let's not forget that Libya is not the only country in the region that's seeing a popular uprising. Protests have been going on in Yemen for some 2 weeks now. And now 7 members of the ruling party have said they will resign and form a new independent bloc. Well, 2 pro-democracy activists were killed and more than 10 others injured in clashes overnight. Witnesses say armed government supporters opened fire at the demonstrators in the capital, Sana'a. Now, rescue efforts are continuing as teams in New Zealand search for survivors from the latest earthquake. At least 75 people were killed as buildings collapsed during Tuesday's quake in Christchurch. Andrew Thomas reports.
The rescue efforts continue, but with each passing hour, hopes fade. Here, where there stood a 6-storey building containing a TV station and a language school, now just smouldering rubble. There's no chance any more people can be pulled alive from here. Between 50 and 80 were inside when it fell. Elsewhere, though, there is still a faint chance more survivors can be found. At one city centre office block, a woman was pulled alive